welcome to another episode of Electric Boogaloo and Crew. I'm your host, Lou. We fucking out, man. What happened, man? I don't care, man.
I was
What's
like, he's
going on,
gotten
man?
so good at this.
I was, man. I got so nervous in the beginning. I don't know. I gotta take some of Jason's special medicine. How's it going, guys?
Doing great. How are you?
All right, man. We got Chops over there with his beard.
Hey,
What's going on,
how you
man?
doing out there in TV land?
What about you, Jay? What's going on?
Always chilling, you know how I do.
Word. Oh shit! The movie this week. My goodness, I saw freaking Arizona, which was freaking
Oh, I told you about that one.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Danny McBride.
Yes.
Jay, check that out. It's on
Highly-
HBO.
Okay,
Yeah,
I gotta
highly
check it out,
enjoyable.
It's
Highly
Danny
enjoyable.
McBride. Seth Rogen does a guest appearance on it, but
Yeah.
it's not a comedy. It's a dark. Oh, it's a little dark comedy.
Dark comedy, yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely a different role for him. He's more of a thriller. Yeah, that was,
Yeah. That's
Word.
cool.
yeah.
And
Definitely check that out.
and Arkansas, which isn't bad either.
I gave him the wrong title for the movie. I said
I was gonna say, really?
Arizona.
Two movies that were named after like that.
Like, was it about this? I was like, no. What kind of a movie was that? He was like, you said Arkansas. I was like, shit, I meant Arizona. We were talking about when we were younger. There's a Public Enemy song called "By the Time I Get to Arizona." Sometime, and for some reason, I kept calling it "By the Time I Get to Arkansas." So I kind of like played right into the future.
Shit.
Yeah. Anything with you, Jay? Good movies?
I really I've been watching shows lately, like the new one on HBO.
Did you see that shit? The
that was
H-Craft,
phenomenal.
the Lovecraft County?
Yeah, Lovecraft County. Oh my God,
That shit was bananas, dude.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal
Especially
show.
by the ending, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
This
that
crazy.
definitely turned.
Like, first it was just interesting, and then it makes that turn, and you're like, oh, this is
yeah. You're like, oh, shit
Nice.
just got real.
yeah.
I've
Oh, I
been meaning to
cannot wait.
watch that too.
So
What?
that and
What'd you say, John?
I've been meaning to watch that too.
oh yeah, no, you won't be disappointed.
Yeah,
I was
not at
like,
I bet.
every
I bet.
moment of it, I was gripped,
glued. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And then the other one on HBO, the one about the killer, Patton Oswalt's wife, made it. I can't remember the name of it.
That's Meredith Salinger, right? From Dream a Little Dream.
No. It's a documentary about a book she wrote and stuff. His Patton Oswalt's wife and stuff.
Wait,
about
so his wife right now is Meredith Salinger, the girl from Dream a Little Dream. His wife died.
His ex-wife, yeah.
The first wife died of cancer.
Yeah, that one. She wrote a book and stuff like that, and she actually solved the murder. That was like 30
What's the
years,
name of this?
40 years old. I can't remember the name of it. I was just watching it. Yeah.
I like that.
Always happens, man.
I like those.
Yeah, but it's like six episodes. I don't know if there's any more of it, but it's really good. It's
I think
interesting.
it's not the one with the Atlanta serial killer or something like that.
It's the it's the
Killing black
California.
people or something like that. Oh,
No, it's California. He was like raped 50 women and killed like 20 people and.
I think I passed by that one. Yeah, I got to check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's crazy. Yeah.
Holy shnikes.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of old movies this week. I'm working from home and watching that FX channel. They're showing it was funny too because somebody posted JT posted Lost Boys and I watched that yesterday.
Yeah.
We got to do that one. That was a good one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time.
All right, let's get to tonight's movie.
Oh,
The most famous, one of my favorites of all time. Which I keep saying that for every episode, right?
Yeah, I know. I feel like I say the same thing too. So I'm just like, yeah, another one I like.
This is one of those that me and Chops we used to run the shit out of this movie when we were.
Oh, hell yeah.
Bill and Ted's Most Excellent Adventure. Excellent Adventure, not Most
I was
Excellent.
gonna say most.
So when I was reading that, I was reading from the collection, and it says Bill and Ted's Most Excellent Collection because it has that and the
Excellent
Locust
collection.
Journey.
Yeah.
One of the Shout Factory special edition ones. Courtesy of Mr. Chops. He got me that for my birthday. I know where all my movies come from.
Yeah,
That's why I say you guys just buy me movies.
It's a birthday.
Yeah, exactly. You guys, that's all I like.
You guys don't know this, but Lewis actually sends out a list. This is what I want this year. Yeah.
I got close to 1,000 movies now, so I might have gone over now.
I'm not gonna take a chance of anybody, getting me a duplicate or anything. So
don't want to do that, man.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, the look of disappointment. It's like a 4-year-old that didn't get the bike on Christmas, you know?
Yes.
Like,
True, I can't help
you
it.
see like tears welling up in his eyes and shit. It's like, dude, it's a DVD. It's okay. I go to Best Buy, get you another one. Okay, it's okay.
That's great. It's true though. I can't deny it. I can't.
True that.
But this isn't the special edition.
You gotta be
Yeah,
Criterion or Shout Factory.
yeah, I could think of Criterion. Yeah, but yeah.
Huh.
All right, man. So it came out in 1989. So this is
We just hit the border, huh?
yeah. It was they filmed it in '87, but they
Yeah.
had so much
and-
distribution
What the
problems.
fuck?
Yeah, well,
Oh.
the production company went out of business. They went bankrupt and stuff.
And
And
then
when
yeah.
they were about to go into a TV, they were just going to release it as a TV
well,
movie.
Warner Brothers had it, and they didn't care for it. They were just like, now we're gonna dump
Yeah.
it or whatever.
And
like
then
you said,
Orion and something else, some other company picked it up and wound up
Nelson.
releasing it. Yeah. So it almost was just a TV movie, you know?
It was supposed to. Yeah, they were gonna drop it on HBO, and then it was gonna go straight to VHS. They got a really cool retrospective where they went back to all the actors, and it's got Keanu and Alex Winter there, and they were talking about how they just kind of forgot about the movie. Like everybody just figured it's never gonna happen again. It's not gonna happen.
Yep.
Don't even freaking think about it and everything. And then when it hit big. It was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex Winter was telling a story about how, the first time he was making a video for Butthole Surfers or something because he was still nobody. Everybody forgot about the movie.
Yes.
And then it released, and then he walked into like a store or something like that, or a restaurant, and everybody just like stopped and just went nuts on him.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
was like, "Oh my god!"
They got
That's what
really
he knew.
famous. That definitely made them. I mean, well, Keanu made it on his own afterwards.
Yeah.
More, but he became more of a director afterwards. He just actually did a documentary on HBO about child actors.
Yeah. Oh, I saw
Really?
that. That was
Yeah, that was him.
oh, that's pretty cool.
That was a cool one. That was really good.
Yeah.
Awesome. I did not know that.
Everybody knows Keanu Reeves, and
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
it's so great that his status right now is so up there now, like because of John Wick and all that stuff like that. That now he's most wanted again.
Yeah.
And he actually went back and did Bill and Ted 3, which we're getting next week. Which I'm so
Well, he
fucking
said
excited
he
about.
said that he was always down for doing it and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they've been trying to get this off. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Are friends, they're still good, best buds and stuff like that. So
Yeah, they've been trying. They had the script. So the original script was written by Ed Solomon and what was his name? Freaking he's the son of
the guy who wrote I Am Legend.
yes, Richard Matheson.
Yeah.
Chris Matheson.
Okay.
Yeah, he did I Am Legend. He did a lot of Twilight Zone episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's a big. He did a lot of
Father.
sci-fi type. His father, the father.
Oh, the
Guy who
father.
wrote
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Ed Solomon and Chris Matheson became friends in college or whatever, and they just fucked around all the time. And they were going to actually do a skit movie, like kind of like a Kentucky Fried movie,
Okay.
different skits and all that. And one of them was Bill and Ted, and they actually even did a show on a theater
Yeah.
show,
Oh, wow.
a stage show. Yeah, and it was like they would talk about current events and stuff like that, and then just
wow.
Bill and Ted, and them two played it or whatever.
Well, actually, there was a third called Bob.
Bob, yeah.
He wasn't into it, so they just.
Yeah, he left like after a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and then they.
But
Wow.
so
What
this,
about
But they had a skit about a bunch of people trying to like people that knew nothing about history, trying to study for history.
yeah.
You go ahead. You know the
Well, I was
story?
saying about the current events. That's what I was saying about the current
Okay.
events. So, yeah. But so then they were going to go through they were going to add those characters into the Kentucky Fried Movie type thing. If you don't know Kentucky Fried Movie, that's a whole bunch of different little skits making fun of movies and TV and stuff like that.
Yes.
John Landis directed that one. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind doing that one because there's a couple of historical.
that's crazy. That flick.
His father, Richard Matheson, talked Chris into making it a feature film after he saw their skit.
Oh, all right.
So that's where they got the idea, and they actually sat there for like 5 or 6 days, fucking just
Yeah,
writing it
handwritten
back and
on
forth,
paper,
handwriting it back and forth, just until they finally got a treatment going. And it was originally supposed to be a van. It was called Bill and Ted in a Time Traveling Van.
Yeah, it was a 1969 Chevy.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And
But they,
go ahead.
I was gonna say they wound up changing it out because Back to the Future
Back
came
to
out
the
in
Future, yep.
'85. The movie, the production company was just like, they don't try to be a bite off of them.
Yeah.
Rufus was actually a 28-year-old sophomore in high school
Really?
Yeah.
that drove the van.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
they would go around picking up all different historical characters, and it was supposed to be a whole shitload of more too. It was supposed to be a lot more people.
And it's funny, just like we were doing with Time Bandits, they wanted Sean Connery.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get him.
Speaking of that, I mean, we were kind of like segued right into that because we did Time Bandits last week, and now
that's what I was saying. It's just like Time Bandits,
It's like Back to the Future should be next week, Nick.
But,
another thing was the original idea was that they were going to have Bill and Ted be responsible for all the bad things that happened in the world. Like the Titanic like the Titanic and what do you call it, the Hindenburg?
Yeah.
They thought it was too dark. And as you can see, they're very, very lighthearted people. And just like the movies. The movie has a ton of heart.
Extremely.
It's very, very about nice people. I mean, one thing he says is that they're so ignorant and so dumb, but yet they're able to get through everything just because they got a good heart. That's the only reason why. Like everything works out for them just because of their heart.
Yeah, and I tell you what, though, man, revisiting the movie, and I noticed that Keanu Reeves was wearing a Wham shirt, and that just broke my heart.
Yes.
I was like, Wild Stallions, they like rock.
It's actually not. I thought it was too. It's not.
No,
it's a cover of the album, a Van Halen album.
Okay.
No, I thought the same exact thing in the beginning, right? When they went in the garage.
Yeah.
I thought the same. I was like, wait, Wham? Really?
I thought damn.
We all come together, maybe, Wake Me Up Before You Go, and the Go is in the movie.
Yeah. Well, we debunked that one.
So what was? So we were talking about that. Yeah. So they finally got the freaking they finally got to make it, and we get Bill and Ted. Like I said, we talked about before about how part 3 now is coming out next week.
Yeah,
which they've been dying to make this shit for years. I mean,
really
even
good.
on the commentary that was older, they were like, "Yeah, we're still hoping that'll be coming." You know what I'm saying? It was like, and I was like, "Oh man, I wish they could like you go back and say, guess what, your movie's gonna be made." But yeah, even like I said, they love that shit, and it's all the original writers and everybody involved, so it's pretty cool. That was cool about the retrospective was that, like I said, they had this written for a while now, and they changed it a couple of times, but it was always the basic same idea, where they were middle-aged men or whatever, so they didn't matter how long they took. All right, so let's get to the movie. Starring Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, as we said, and the Rufus intro. So the movie starts off with Rufus talking.
Yeah.
George Carlin wrote that.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, they added that afterwards because the executives, he says the executives are always trying to make them change shit.
Man,
Constantly have to fight with them.
Well, what's it called? From what I saw in my research was that they showed the movie to a test audience, and a lot of them were confused about
exactly what was going on. Yeah,
his role was and all that. Why he wanted to do it. So that's where that came about.
And you know what though? If you think about it, if you took away that Rufus scene, it actually makes the movie much better because now you're trying to figure out why is it so important that these guys pass this test? Because you don't find out till the ending. Yeah. And he gives them the album and everything. And he says, "You have music," because he was like, "Yeah, we're out in the future, or whatever." Then, until the ending of the movie, you don't actually find out what it is. But by giving it away in the beginning,
some people don't want to think.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, come on, just give it to me, man. I don't want to have to make the burger. I just want to eat it.
It's true. Especially with this type of movie too. I guess you don't want to do too much thinking.
Yeah, like you're watching a movie about a bunch of deadheads, and then you have to pay attention to details.
But yeah, so George Carlin actually wrote that whole scene.
That's interesting.
Which they said they were blessed by getting him to be in this movie.
Yeah, it was actually a joke. It was like because they couldn't get Sean Connery and they couldn't find anybody.
Thank God.
Yeah, I know, right?
As much as I love Sean Connery,
I'm gonna go back to the
was filled with his I gotta go back, whore.
I'm glad they didn't get Sean Connery.
And they couldn't find anybody until like the last minute.
He was just perfect for that role.
And they threw out a bunch of jokes who would be the worst person to get for this role, and lo and behold.
You know, I feel like
best.
he you know, he always gets praised for being one of the greatest comedians, which he is.
Yeah.
He does. I feel like he never gets enough for his character work. Because
No,
you think
he
about
really
like
doesn't.
Dogma, when he played the priest, whatever.
Yeah.
What was the line? We don't want the church to get the heebie-jeebies,
Yeah.
the willies, or
Yeah.
whatever. Also, he was great in Jersey Girl. I think that's an underrated movie too. I think a lot of people shit
Yeah.
on that one. It's a pretty fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no.
So yeah, they started off. They blow up the amps.
Yep.
They don't know how
yeah.
to play for shit. Yeah, they're
they're
recording
fucking-
it and everything. They're just fucking around on the things.
It's so funny. Is Esquire.
Yeah.
Esquire, yeah.
You know,
Bill
it's
S.
like,
Preston Esquire.
you know, and for the longest time as a kid, I had no idea what that meant. You know, like you know, and you know, you just
What
go
does it
around
mean?
and like, yeah.
Tell me, Jason. Do you know what an
Honestly,
Esquire is?
I was gonna say, honestly, to this day, I'm not 100% sure.
I wasn't either. That's what I'm
I
asking
believe
you.
it means you're a
I was about to
lawyer or
ask you.
something like that. You should see that on the back of a lawyer.
Okay.
Um,
No idea. I think I had to do with
Maybe
royalty.
somebody will, you know, watching this will, you know, comment on the bottom and sit there and tell us, define what an Esquire
Yeah,
is.
do you know what an Esquire is?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll get you a free 80s t-shirt.
Yeah, right.
We gotta stop bribing for our viewers
Provided by
and shit.
Lewis.
We get to school. We get Bernie Casey as the teacher. Bernie
Yeah.
Casey is an old 70s actor.
Yep.
Who did
We know
I'm
him
gonna get you,
mostly for.
sucker.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. That's
I'ma
what we
get
know
you,
him both.
sucker, yeah.
He was also Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was
Yeah.
the
Lambda.
Or not the dean, the president or whatever.
Depending on
Yeah, the
Lambda.
president. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this line. Who was Joan of Arc? Know his wife? That's great.
He's like, what have you learned in my class over the last year? That history's full of history. Or something like that, you know?
And Caesar is a salad dressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Now,
So he tells him that he's got to pass. They got to pass the test or whatever.
Or they're gonna
yeah, aren't they
fail.
going to flunk out of school?
You got to get an A plus,
And that's it.
right? Was that what he
A+?
said?
Well, yeah, because they flunked every other section of the class. So it was like the last one you have to like, you know, get an A plus in order to get like a D. You know, kind of thing, you know. Hey, D's get degrees, right?
Yeah.
So,
Who's Joan of Arc's wife, though?
Joan of Arc's wife. Joan of Arc is
no,
a
Joan
woman.
of Arc is Joan of Arc is a person. He's saying know his wife.
No, his
Yeah.
wife. I thought Joan of Arc's wife.
Yeah, the
No,
two
Joan of Arc is a
totally
woman.
different time periods and
Yeah,
everything.
I know.
Joan of Arc
One's
was a
biblical
19-year-old
character.
person who believes she had a message from God and they burnt her.
Yes.
Yes, and put
I
the
know.
French king in the throne.
Yeah. And it's funny too because they mentioned it too. There was like during one of the scenes where they're all driving in the time booth. It's like almost all the freaking historical characters in this movie all have an untimely ending. Like it's like, hey, sorry, dude, we gotta take you back, but you know you're gonna get shot, Abe Lincoln. You know, and Joan of Arc's gonna get burned, and you know.
What happened to Beeth-Oven? He doesn't. You know,
How did he die? Yeah, I don't.
I think he just died of old age.
I think him and Freud was assisted suicide. I didn't know that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and that was pretty cool. Was the producer, the writer? He says, you know what his last words were when he died?
Hmm.
This is absurd. Isn't that like fucking? That's just kind of like wow.
That's why he's famous, yo.
Yeah, Sigmund Freud.
Oh, this is absurd.
Yeah,
Okay.
right before he died, he had assisted suicide. He was sick or something like that.
Damn. That's crazy shit.
So
That
now
was a
Missy
lot
comes.
deeper than Gandhi. It was oh dear. Go ahead.
And for some reason, when you said Gandhi and you said, "Oh dear," I just pictured the scene in the movie.
Yeah,
For some reason,
exactly.
I just pictured, what's his name's Ben Kingsley's character in Iron Man doing that. Iron Man 3.
As the Mandarin.
Yeah. I don't know why he did that. So we meet Missy.
Missy.
Yeah, mom.
Hi, Missy. I mean, mom. He's like, dude, I asked your mom to the prom.
Yeah, he's like, remember when she was a senior and we were
High
freshmen?
school.
Shut up.
Remember we were a senior and we were freshmen?
Speaking about it with the moms too.
Shut up, Ted.
Yeah. They never showed Ted's mom,
Yep.
and they originally had the original joke before they actually put in the script was that they were gonna have it where she was overweight and she couldn't leave her room,
No.
Oh,
and Bill would say something like, "Hey, where's your mom at, dude?" She just, "Hey, she's got a glandular problem." It's like, "Yeah, fat glands." He's, "Shut up, Bill."
It's funny too because actually when they got the jobs, they actually thought they were playing each other's.
Yeah.
So they showed up until it wasn't until they were fitting them for clothes that they realized, oh, wait a minute, I'm playing Bill and you're Ted.
Yeah.
oh, damn. I didn't know that.
Yep.
I'm learning a lot today.
So then, the dad gives him some bribery money to go and beat it while he.
It's like, dude, your dad's banging Missy in the room. He's getting it on. He's getting it on. Shut up.
Your mom too is hot. Shut up.
Yeah, right. Because they're checking her out, whatever.
Yeah.
That's when he goes.
Mom.
That's when he says, "Remember when I asked her to the prom?" I like too that they're sitting there trying to. Well, before that
they're studying.
the father. Yeah, the father. Well, the father tells them they're gonna go. He's gonna go to the military academy. Oates Military Academy. He doesn't pass.
Word.
And yeah, then they showed the future people too. I didn't realize that was Clarence Clemens.
Who?
Black guy. He's from the E Street Band. Bruce Springsteen. E Street Band.
Yeah.
Very, very famous.
Saxophone player.
Yeah, I didn't know that was him. I was like, oh shit. So when they mentioned it in the commentary, I was like, oh. And the other two people were from bands too. One was
really?
From the guy was from the Tubes. There were bands I never heard of, and the girl was from something else. I forgot what the name was.
I was gonna say it makes sense. In part 2, they threw the guy from Faith No More. And
oh yeah, well actually, like almost all there's so many people in here that are in actual bands and stuff like that. Like Joan of Arc is Go-Go's from the Go-Go's.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I thought that was somebody from Raj from Night Court. The bailiff.
Raj.
I mean, what was the name? The bailiff.
Marshall Wallace?
Yes. I thought that was
Joan of Arc?
What?
We're talking about Joan of Arc.
Did you watch the same movie?
I'm talking about I'm talking about the people in the future. Right?
Oh, the black guy. You're saying Clarence Clemens? You thought he was? Oh, okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, chops.
I was way off.
Yeah, but you were talking about the part they were studying. And he's like, what do you know about George Washington? He had wooden teeth. He was born on President's Day.
Yeah, damn.
So you get to the Circle K now.
Yeah, they're asking people in the parking lot. I'm like, yeah. I was like Genghis Khan. It's like, like asking people when did Genghis Khan rule, there's just general knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, it was something like 12th, 13th century or something like that. But
that's what the writer said too. He goes, most kids that are hanging out outside of a 7-Eleven or a Circle K would ask people to buy them beer, but not these guys. They ask those 3 questions.
I know I did.
And then something strange is afoot at the Circle K. I love that line.
Yes.
And speaking of which, too, the one thing they were talking about too is the Bill and Ted speak. The way they talk is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Just the way they just their lingo. Like they use like such big words and everything. Do they even really know what those words mean? You know what I'm saying? Like heinous and all that shit like that.
Most triumphant.
Yeah, exactly. And the way they pronounce it too. And Keanu and Alex were talking about how they still do that when they talk to each other. Sometimes they call each other. It's like, yes, that was most heinous. And I think that's one of the reasons too that they probably couldn't wait to get back into doing the movie again.
Yeah, right. Like we never let it go, just in case. Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah. So they meet Rufus.
Yes.
Right, and
he explains what's going on to them, and and that, and then he shows, he introduces them to themselves,
they come down, on the other side.
They don't believe. Yeah, and now I don't know if I should mention this now or later, but I don't understand why they just didn't say, at that point, yo, our shit's broken.
Did they know it was broken at that time?
Yeah, well, we'll get to that when we're moving.
Because I don't think they were
towards
full yet. Because it was not until they got full. They weren't really full yet at that point.
No. They definitely, it definitely happened. I mean, yeah, because after England, well, we'll do it, and then we'll go.
Yeah.
We'll go back up to because we got to do it again anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, okay.
It's like, yeah, he tells them, don't forget to wind your watch.
Which I thought was really funny. I'm like, at that point in time, what fucking kid is with a wind-up watch?
And especially somebody like
find that.
Especially the '80s. '80s was a lot of digital. I mean, I
That's
remember
exactly.
We'll watch it rocking a freaking Casio watch.
Yeah,
maybe even with a calculator on it.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what they wanted. Wow.
Oh yeah.
I could have said, well, it was a family heirloom. My pop gave it to me.
I think there was a couple of WTF moments in this movie.
Oh yes. Oh well, the writer says it too, and he points out a whole shitload of them. Ed Solomon. Which the one thing I love to say about saying Ed Solomon's name is because the bad guy in part 2 is the monolith, and that's Ed Solomon backwards.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. I just every time I say his name, that's how I remembered him when part 2 came out. That's how I knew who the writer was.
You just read it backwards?
No. Well, they said it like an HBO special or whatever, and then it stuck in my head forever. What was the last thing you were saying about?
Talking about
the watch. We're talking about the watch. Oh, and give our love to the princesses.
You see.
That's gonna be. What'd you say?
No. He said, "Who's the princess?" You'll see.
Oh yeah. I was thinking about the writers, about how they were saying that there was a lot of stuff that was illogical, and he's it's kind of it's one of those movies where you just sit back, you just let it be.
Exactly. You know, I mean,
you don't need to explain.
I mean, that's exactly what I'm saying. You're watching a bunch of deadheads, out there. You're really gonna be paying attention and really trying to figure things out and piece things together.
It's so great seeing the writers like picking on their own shit. And there was a couple things too that they didn't like too, which I'll talk when we get up to them.
Well, that's like Tommy Wiseau, when they were watching The Room and stuff, and everybody was laughing at his movie, and he was all hurt and stuff, and then all of a sudden everybody was clapping. Yeah, it's great. He was like, yeah, it's a comedy, like I intended.
Hi, Mark.
Yeah. Hi, Mark.
And they're so gullible. The way they just that's the other thing too, is they believe everything.
Yeah.
And like Rufus is telling them, oh yeah, you're gonna go time travel or whatever. Okay, cool, let's do it.
So then they show her. So he shows them by bringing them over to France.
Yes.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
But it's one of those parts where like there's something like within the third commercial too, where they do the same kind of thing where how would we lie to us?
Yeah, right. What number? 69.
I was thinking the same thing. Why would you lie to yourself?
He hated that too, the writer. They hated that they picked 69.
Oh yeah.
And he said it was kind of inappropriate for them because it just seemed like a very like they had original idea. It was like, how many fingers am I about to hold up? And he's like, 4. Oh wow, how'd you know? What I mean? But they went with 69, whatever. And 6/9 is what is called Bill and Ted Day, June 6th.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
I always see that on because I'm a part of that group, whatever.
No idea.
Yeah. And I never put the correlation.
Put two and two
about 6/9,
together,
6 and 9. But yeah, that was one of the jokes that didn't like. So yeah, we go to Napoleon again. 2 time traveling movies, and we get 2 different Napoleons.
Yep.
Now the funny thing about Napoleon is originally in the script, it was supposed to be Hitler, but
really,
but during post production, they thought it probably won't go, too well. Fun loving Hitler.
Yeah.
Post-production or pre-production?
Pre-production.
I was going to say, because that means it was already filmed.
I'm sorry, I meant pre-production. Yeah,
okay.
Pre-production, they was like, we don't think a fun-loving, a Hitler running around town with these guys is going to cut it. So they changed. There was actually a whole bunch of other people that was supposed to be in here.
Yes, we were talking about that before.
But didn't make it, out of a pre-production. But it was like George Washington. It was Charlemagne, which they were calling Charlie Mange.
Oh, shit.
And,
I can't remember the other ones I heard.
Yeah, Amelia Earhart.
Yes, that one was a funny one because that one they were supposed to lose her in the void. That's how she disappeared.
Oh, that's funny.
That would have been good. That would have been a good
they
joke.
They should have fall off. And
Yeah, exactly.
that would be awesome.
That would have been a good joke.
Yeah, if they pulled her off the plane and stuff. Just like, hey, why don't you come with us? And it's funny too because a thing with the booth was that it became really smelly, and the actors just had to put up with it because it was.
Well, he said as more and more people started getting in there, and Alex Winter actually said that. He goes, "We're watching it from the monitor, and we see like they only got from their chest up." So it's like kids like put a hole in the bottom with like an air conditioner and everything. Because they were in Arizona. They were filming in Arizona.
Do it. He wanted to make it seem like they were all squished in there.
He was very. They said he was very into that shit, making everything look as real as possible.
Yeah.
They were filming that in Arizona, and that's why it was so fucking hot in there. They filmed actually in Arizona and Rome. They got to go to Rome.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they had like 10 days. They did a couple of days, and then was trying to.
Which is pretty cool because most movies wouldn't do that. So it looks a lot more authentic when we get to the other scene. Well, actually, the Napoleon scene is in Rome, but that's a quick scene.
Yeah.
Is it Napoleon scene? Because it looks like.
Oh no! It was just a tent. Yeah, no, it was just a tent.
That was just like a.
No. I know I'm mixing up Time Bandits now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I was gonna say that looked like some stock footage of.
Yes, you're right. Yes. Yes, there was 2 main scenes that were filmed in Rome.
Yeah, there was Socrates and some other one.
Freud.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they grab Napoleon, right?
Yeah, he gets sucked in accidentally.
They get sucked
in Napoleon.
You know?
That's right, because he's hanging from the tree while they're talking. You see his legs in the background.
yeah, exactly. Rufus leaves, and they find. The
main plot point. And the main plot point too is that their time is relevant. So that's why he has to rewind his watch to make sure that whatever time it is on that's the time you got to get back to your report.
Yeah. Well, because you have to go back to your timeline.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get messed up and nothing gets erased. Got it.
Yes.
So what's it called? And actually, it's so what's it called? So they grab Napoleon, and and they're like, oh shoot, what are we gonna do with him? So they convince Ted's brother to take Napoleon on. Now, little Easter egg in there is that when they're talking about, like, hey, come on, take him over and stuff like that. If you look in the background, there's a box for the electronic football game.
Yes. Shit. Yes. I read about that. I didn't catch it.
That they beat the Grim Reaper with it. So I actually went back, and when I saw that, I went back and I watched it real quick, and I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. I didn't see it as yet. And then I went back to it again, and I was like, oh, it's actually in the box still. I was looking for...
Remember the electronic football chops with the little guys that you had to wind up, whatever?
Yeah, they showed really quick when he was just like spinning with the touchdown. He's like, damn it, 5 out of 7.
It sucks that part 2 is on 90s, man. But I feel like if we should do that, because I think it's pretty close to surpassing the first one, I think.
Yeah, it definitely is a great movie. Yeah, fun loving.
But I'm surprised you didn't mention that in the beginning, in the classroom, that in the chalkboard, all the names of the people that they're gonna pick up later are on there.
Damn.
Almost like a time band is kind of. And this time I was looking though before I even read it. I was like, because the time band is with the room and shit like that. Now I'm like checking everything out in the background, but I didn't catch the electronic football one. So now they go to the Wild West.
The Kid.
To meet Mr. the Kid. Nice to meet you, Mr. the Kid.
So they join him in a card game, and
I like that they get the beer.
They actually get beer, and like, dude, they never even got us.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, we got to remember this spot.
What?
Well, yeah, they go to the card game. That's another great scene too, because Bill's like, he's like, dude, you gotta have your poker face. Wow, I got 3 aces.
That's great. So they catch Billy the Kid cheating, and
all hell breaks loose.
But
I was reading something. Go ahead.
There's no ace, king or queen on there. So how do you know the 3 aces? There's no faces on the cards.
There was one diamond.
Yeah,
One
that's
diamond?
how it worked back in the day.
There wasn't numbers on it. Yeah, you
They
just
didn't
had
put the
the
numbers
symbol.
on it.
You had to
Okay.
count, Chops.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm just asking,
Yeah,
man.
so,
You know.
so one heart would mean the ace of hearts, you know?
Like
Okay.
Bill
Yeah.
and Ted figured that out, Chops.
Wow.
Think about
Hey,
that.
not in the movie.
Think about that.
I didn't know.
I was reading somewhere that they said that that the fight scene was a replica of the airplane scene, the fight scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I
Airplane?
like
Funny.
totally I didn't remember that, but they said all the same things happen or whatever.
I remember the airplane, you know, I don't remember it in detail to the point, but I know the scene they're talking about.
Yeah.
Where everybody's fighting in the plane.
But
That's pretty funny
let's go get through.
that they did that. So
Yeah.
so they convinced Billy the Kid to come with them because everybody's after them, you know?
He saved his life. They saved his life.
Yeah,
He
so
was
they
about
jump
to
in the
get killed.
booth and they break out and they
About to shoot him.
wind up grabbing Socrates.
Yeah, to go to Greece. That's a cool fucking scene too.
Yeah.
If
Because
you
they're
notice,
talking about in Italy and stuff. That
if
they
you
told
notice,
Yeah,
he
that was
says,
wrong.
he says ancient Greece, Athens, Greece. That's exactly what it is.
That's Athens. Oh.
Athens.
Yeah.
Athens. And Bill says
Sound it out,
ancient.
Chop. Sound it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Did you say
Athens. That's why I spelled it instead of said it, so I don't say it fucked up.
How do you fuck up Athens? You never heard of Athens, Greece? Is that
No,
like the capital or something like that?
I feel like we're about to get into a history lesson.
and Bill said ancient, so ancient Athens. I thought they pronounced the same, but they're not. Never
I
mind.
like when he's looking at the book. He's looking at Socrates' book, and what does he say? The only true wisdom is you know nothing, dude. That's us.
You're like Socrates. Yeah.
Socrates, yeah.
Socrates.
And then went to the thing that Socrates says is from Days of Our Lives.
Yeah,
That's the beginning. That's the beginning of Days of Our Lives.
yeah.
That's how the
Like
intro been.
All we are is
Sands of
dust
Time.
and
No,
grains.
the Sands of Time. No, they say that, but Socrates says it in like subtitle.
Oh, when he's doing the
And he says something about the Sands of Time, and this is our Days of Our Lives. That's the beginning of the actual soap opera, Days of Our Lives.
Yeah,
funny.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying. Like sent through the hourglass, quote, so the days of our life.
That's what it was. Yep.
That's what I was trying to say.
You didn't have to write that down, child. You knew that.
I did.
You used to watch that show. You know you did.
No, look, when you're around a lot of women and I know they want to do is watch the soap, you don't watch Sesame Street and they're watching soap.
Netflix and chill.
Come on, man.
Days of Our Lives and chill.
And that's what they do. That's what they do the line where they try to do some philosophy, and they do. All we are destined to win.
So then they grab them. And they wind up in England.
It's King Henry's castle.
So that's where they meet the historic princesses. The princess, what is it?
The hot babes.
All right, so now I got to talk about one of them because she was another one of my crushes. Diane Franklin. She was in Better Off Dead.
Oh.
She was the French. She was the French girl in Better Off Dead.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there you go. The minute you said that, I was like,
in that movie, I used to watch that movie a lot.
Yeah, we were there, man.
Yeah.
We remember your obsession with that woman.
Yes, man. I used to have dreams.
She actually had to unlist herself because of Lewis.
She took the restraining off last year.
It's been 20 years. The statute of limitations is over.
Which is funny because she doesn't really get and the writers hated that too. That they hated that they really didn't write a part for the princesses. And he says, if you notice in the movie, it really is a male-eccentric movie. I never put it together, but the princesses really have no parts. Kind of like just background fodder. There's no mothers except for Missy. You know what I'm saying? So there's no real, and Joan of Arc. Which is kind of, she's there again. She's not really as much as a character, and they hate the scene in the mall too with her. They hated that scene. They said that. They said it sucks that we wrote it, but now we look back and we're like, we wish we didn't write that. They just say that it takes you out of the movie. They feel like it was just
No, it was just them going crazy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, because it shows at the end. You know, he's like, and because of
More
that,
mayhem.
he's gonna institute, you know, a workout program with her soldiers when she's
Yeah.
back. You know, kind of links it back. You know. So
I
bad.
love, I love, because Socrates and Billy the Kid, they're playing with the Nerf ball in the background.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And they said they really wanted, like when they wrote it, they really wanted that to be a big thing, but it's like you barely, if you don't really look at it, you won't, you're pretty
You won't
much
notice
missing or
enough
whatever.
football.
But I
Yeah.
love the line he says to him. He says, "You were dealing with the oddity of time travel with the greatest of ease."
Yeah. He's
And
like,
that's what I say. That's Bill and Ted talk. Like they make things so complicated but so dumb, kind of like.
yeah.
Hey.
It's great, man. It's great fucking talk.
Yeah, definitely like that. Yeah, I like that line. So
Oh, so
they
the night
they
song.
go
The
to,
nights.
yeah, they
What?
get into the castle and they put on the armor and they're
That's
fighting
great too
around.
because
Yeah.
one thing that the
Also.
director kept telling them was, "You guys are Labrador puppies. Just
Labrador
picture that,
puppy.
Labrador puppies. You're just fucking cute as hell, but you could easily be distracted."
Yeah.
That's the perfect scene right there. It's just like
Yeah,
you're on a
Oh, yeah.
time limit. You got to do all this shit, and then let's put on some armor and fucking sword fight
yeah.
and pretend you're my fucking
And they
you know,
were on their way to
And they
go
do Star Wars
to
scene.
see the women, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So
There was supposed to be a scene that was cut where they actually went into one of those dining halls where all the old people were eating. They're like, "Wow, there's a lot of old, ugly people here," which goes into the scene after that. But when they're fucking around or whatever, and Ted falls down the stairs.
It's just a heavy metal.
Oh yeah. We forgot about the air guitar, man. The air guitar was fucking
Air
classic.
guitar,
too.
yeah.
oh yeah, of course.
We used to do that shit all the time.
Yeah, they do Star Wars. You're not my
Yeah,
father.
Yeah, that's what John said. Yeah. So he hits him, whatever, and Ted goes flying down the thing. And on the interview that they did recently, Alex Winter says, at that part, he goes, "You said I didn't realize you said one of the best lines in the fucking movie, and I didn't realize it until now because how the hell did you say this with a straight face?" When the guards come over there and they stab the armor.
Yeah, I was just about
So
to say
now-
that, but I want to cut you off. Yeah.
So the writers even said it too. They were like, again, illogical. Like, and it's like, and then the guard stabs armor, empty armor. Like, how do you not know you didn't kill somebody?
Yeah, that there's nobody in
There's
there.
no blood or nothing.
So he's like, "Yeah, you killed
You
Ted."
killed Ted, you medieval
Medieval dickhead. Medieval
That's a
dickweed.
great line. And after he's pissed off, whatever, and Ted comes out, whatever. He's like, "Dude, Ted, I thought you were totally dead." And he goes, "No, I fell out of my suit.
Yeah,
I never thought about it, dude." And he's like,
Women don't take it.
"Yeah, the way he said it." And he goes,
Back
"How
and
the
everything.
fuck did you say that line with a straight face?"
That's funny.
I fell out of my suit. Which also gives you a point he talked to that Alex Winter was talking about. Ted hair, he called it, because they always had to get fucking Ted's hair right because it was like puffy out,
Yeah.
and it was just something that was just unnatural.
Oh, I thought that was just an ending thing that he was doing the Ted hair because he wanted it to be all like whoa.
No, it was
It was a really comic thing that he wanted.
he did it. Yeah, he did it. Once he did it, they had to keep doing it. And it became a joke around the set and everything. Like, oh shit! Now we gotta wait for fucking Ted to get his hair right. And he was like, "Dude, that's
Yeah, they were like he was insistent on it.
yeah." But now and then they had to keep it, continuity wise. But at the end of the movie, which we'll talk about later, but you see his hair is flat, and that's another one of those Last Starfighter type things. Yeah, so we go to that most triumphant.
Yep. So then they get caught up by the, they find the princesses and they agree to let them go, rescue them. But then they get caught by the
But he does.
father.
They ask him to the
Father?
prom. They ask him to the prom, and they do that
Yeah, yeah.
rhyme, and they rhyme time twice. Do you notice that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like give him poetry.
That's what the writer says. I love that, and I didn't catch it too until he said that. He says like he rhymes time twice, time with time. Come for most excellent time. And actually, there was a prom scene filmed, and they cut that out.
Yeah. That's
I'm
the
surprised it's
end.
out. He said it's out there, but nobody's ever released it.
Yeah, I saw pictures,
There's
like
pictures,
still
yeah.
pictures of
Yep.
that, and the ending, the alternate ending that was changed around at the end at the last minute.
Yep.
But we'll
Okay,
get there when
man.
we get to the ending.
Yeah. So yeah, the door opens up and say, "How's it going, Royal Ugly Dudes?"
Yeah,
And that's why they said that, because they met them
Oh
before.
yeah,
yeah.
they're supposed to be in a dining hall.
And then they send him to the Iron Maiden.
Excellent. Execute them.
Yeah.
Bogus.
um, they go to cut their heads off. You know, they do the execution. That I would have loved to see the scene, but when they had them, their head on the thing,
Uh-huh.
you know, to hit them with the
The
axe or
butcher
whatever.
block.
Yeah. What'd you call it again?
I call it a butcher block.
Butcher block. All right, man, it works. They actually had a whole shitload of dialogue that they just kept going, and they ad-libbed it. And
Oh,
they were
yeah.
just fucking going back and forth, and they had the crew dying. And they just
Uh-huh.
start talking about Excalibur, the movie Excalibur. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, dude, they're gonna put our heads on a stick, and then like crows are gonna take out our eyes. And they just kept going on and on. And the king was like watching this, and was like, "Would you shut up? Would you execute them already?"
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that's what I said, man. And they said it was a really like a long thing, but again, I was deleted scenes. I would have loved to see that.
Yeah, this time they just went into all you got out of them was Bill, I think our time traveling is changed, I forgot.
Yeah, but again, because it's that speak. It's
that's
that,
what I'm trying to think of the
go into
way
that
he
whole
says it,
long
but,
shit. Yeah.
But basically, he took a wrong turn,
Another thing here now, the writers were like, we don't know what the fuck we were thinking, but again, just go with it. Because now the execution is Socrates and Billy the Kid. How'd they get over there? We don't know. Just watch the movie, enjoy it.
Yeah, did you kill the
They write it off all the time. They're really cool.
The original executioners? I mean, they had to do something.
Yeah, exactly.
They knocked him out.
So what's it called? So this goes back to what I was telling you before, but I was like, we'll talk about it later, because they escape, and then as they're escaping, they're trying to dial the number, and it's saying out of service and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell do we do? And then
the writer said something about that too, real quick. How the fuck did they get service? It's like, how'd they get an operator? No, where's the operator come from?
Yeah, where the operator come from? Anywhere from 25, 50, or whatever the hell the phone booth come from. There ain't no signal in the 80s that says
okay, I guess so.
Operator. But what's it called? So when they finally dial a number, and the phone booth, is disappearing as it's getting sucked into the ground. You see one of the guards swing the malice or the mace, at them, and it just misses it. That's what breaks the antenna.
Oh, I did not catch that.
As you see this start going down and stuff like that, they're like, something's wrong with this booth.
I fucking watched it twice, yesterday and today, and I did not catch that. Good catch.
I saw him swinging, but I didn't think.
I didn't catch. That makes sense now. I just thought it was just like wear and tear or something. I never I never actually really thought about like, why did it break? You know what I mean? That's awesome. That's good.
A lot of people in there.
And then they go to the future.
Yeah.
And they meet the three most important people in the world or something like that. They're called.
That's the guys we were talking about from the East Street.
Yeah. But I'm not saying, but there's a name for them. Like at the end, like
okay.
At the end credits, they put their names up before they start putting the characters' names.
I see.
And it's something like the three greatest people in the world. I don't know, something like that.
That's where we get to see Bill Head's future with the
with the strumming of the guitar and everything.
Strumming of the guitar, and they get to go out and tell everybody to be excellent.
Well, yeah, as he says, say something, Bill.
Be excellent to one another.
To each other.
To each other.
And then Ted says, "Party on, dudes." And they're ecstatic by them saying that. And
get back in the beginning.
We'd love to take you back.
I was just about to say that.
Report.
Not a future report. Yeah. Oh, now we go back to the Ziggy Piggy.
Oh
my God.
The waiter, the two waiters, the two writers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Funny.
So because right before the scene happens, right there, the guys go, one of the Ed Solomon is like, oh, okay, now you're gonna see like Academy Award winning acting right now. It's about to happen. So I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? And also, and then he's like, all right, that's us too. And they're credited on the in the credits as ugly waiter and something like weird waiter or something like that.
That's pretty funny.
And he goes, you could switch him around. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, right, exactly. Ugly and weird.
Fucking Napoleon, though, man. You gotta give it to him, man. He was fucking funny, though, man.
Ziggy.
Yeah, and they're poking him and shit.
Yeah.
And but like him doing the whole French accent, the French fucking talk the whole time, and nobody knows what he's saying. And he's just so angry.
All the time angry.
Well, he's got that. He really, is personifying that Napoleon complex.
The Napoleon,
So that's what it is. It's always like, I'm the ruler, I'm the short ruler, and
I do everything
my way. Yeah, exactly. It's always me.
Because he's fighting over the ice cream. At the end of the freaking thing, the little girl sticks a spoon in there, and he's like, clink. He like cuts her off. He's like, no.
You don't give a shit, man. You see that later too with the kids in the amusement park. He's like, fuck you.
Yeah. and also, did you notice that reminds me of battles in the mall?
Yeah.
That's exactly what reminded me of that.
Yeah. That was a place your mom used to love going to.
Yeah.
Remember that because the vanilla Cokes. I always remember that vanilla Coke.
Vanilla Coke, good jam.
It was just Coke with vanilla syrup in it, but it was fucking so banging.
It was delicious, man.
But they had like hot dog. I remember that shit. Yeah, I remember your mom took me there. Yeah. Now we go to like they call it the cavalcade of characters, where they just kind of like rushing through each character. Boom, just picking up people on the way.
Well, don't forget that's where once he starts licking the table up, his brother Ted's brother Ditch and his friends Ditch.
Oh yes.
Napoleon,
What?
That's not the bowling scene, right?
No, actually, yeah, and then they go to the bowling scene. You're right.
The bowling is that right now or is that later on?
No, I think it's later on.
Because,
later on. No, I forgot they ditched him at the later on because I remember they were all disgusted with him with the ice cream. That's why I thought they left him.
Now it just jumped to like Austria, 1901. That was filmed in Rome. So streets and everything. I forgot about this story too.
The English part was also filmed in Italy as well. The castle?
Oh yes, you're right.
Yeah, that was the third part. I was like, I know there was 3 parts.
When they were doing the Socrates scene on the white steps or whatever, they closed down. It was like a museum or something like that, or like one of those historical things, and they closed down the street so they could film there. And Alex Winter, they were sitting there, but they were about to read the book. The scene where they're about to read the book. Keanu Reeves turns to Alex Winter and says, "Dude, nobody's gonna fucking see this movie." And then they said, action. And fucking Alex Winter had to deal with that shit in his head, and it was fucking with him like really bad. It's like, why did you say that for? It's so great in friendship that they got off of that though, off this movie.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh shit.
So you get Sigmund Freud now. You pick up Sigmund Freud.
Joan of Arc, they just
they say extra credit, right? They say extra credit, whatever.
Extra credit.
Yes, Kessel. Was that Kessel, Germany, 1810? That's
Beeth-Oven.
Beeth-Oven.
Yeah. Formerly known as Beethoven.
The crazy thing about that was Beethoven was deaf, correct?
Yep.
Now he left his hearing at 1810, and during the movie you see him react to certain things, but he's already deaf. How the hell do you know?
Maybe he didn't. Maybe that's
something I was going to point out in the mall. I was like, that's pretty funny because he's deaf, but the guy's like, hey, listen to this synthesizer, and he pushes it on the piano. It's like, wait a minute, he had to feel the vibrations of the piano. He didn't get to this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know his whole history though.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one of those things that he'll get deaf when he comes back.
No. I believe his father beat the hell out of him for having a bad recital when he was a kid. Yeah, and it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a disease and shit. Wow, I didn't know that. See, kids, you'll learn history here too on the Boogaloo podcast. Come with us.
Ignore all the cursing.
Over that part. But it's just like home now.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Like when mommy and daddy are fighting.
Exactly. Except for we don't use the C word.
Yeah.
That just went up. Yeah, so Joan of Arc, she was from the Go-Go's,
Yep.
which I got to see that documentary. It's supposed to be amazing.
It really was. I
Oh, you
that.
saw it?
I
Oh,
told you I've
son.
been watching.
I didn't see that.
I love documentary.
Yeah, it really was.
It's on Showtime. It came out. I don't have Showtime, so
Yeah, definitely.
do a free trial on that one. Check that one out. Mongolia.
Yep.
We get the
yeah.
great. What's his name? Man, I can't believe I forgot his name. Man.
Oh, you mean the actor
Al Young
from
Okay.
Die Hard fame?
He's from every fucking movie that needs a henchman.
Yep.
He always plays a henchman. There's actually a documentary on him too.
Really?
Really?
He does one of the interviews in that retrospective and everything. And you know, and if you think about it, every movie he's been in, he never talks.
Never.
And
No.
when he talks, it was weird. It was weird the way he talked.
That's why he don't talk.
Yeah, exactly.
I
I was like,
tell me he's like a scholar.
I mean, he's an older dude now, obviously,
Yeah.
retired, but yeah, he's a like a really high martial artist and everything. He knows all
I
these fucking
figured that
things.
with some of the stuff.
And actually, that I would say now, I don't give a shit. The weapon at the end that he uses on the during the report.
Yeah.
That was his own. That was his own weapon. He bought.
Oh,
he actually had it flown in because they had this huge club, and he was like, "I can't do much with this thing and everything. I want to do some kind of cool fucking
Fucking
karate
Bam
shit."
Bam Flintstone Club.
Yeah. And so he flew in that weapon, and he still has it too. He was like, and he goes through the whole history of it. He goes, it was actually made by master, whatever, handed down to this person, and who gave it to me. I was like, that's fucking cool as shit.
Whoa. That is some cool shit.
To get the White House, to get Abe Lincoln. And then that's when they realized the antenna isn't broken. The antenna is broken.
Yeah, well, that's when it officially like snaps off.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they said, hey man, there's something wrong with the booth, and that's when they get to the K circle K. Or whatever.
Yeah.
And then now it actually breaks off, it snaps off, and they can't control where they're going now, and that's why they wind up in prehistoric time.
Yeah, and then
No, see, man.
no, Bill tried to fix it.
Yes, man. I got an opposite.
Snapped the fucking thing.
First of all, it goes into the bowling alley for next. They're in the time booth, whatever, and that's when he says, "Yo, something's wrong with it. The next stop we come to, we got to fix it."
Uh-huh.
And then they swap over to the bowling alley, and that's when Napoleon's cheating, which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, scratching that one in there.
Yeah, and that's when they leave him. Fucking the owner throws him out, whatever.
Yeah.
And
This
then
guy doesn't know anything. Man.
yeah, and then they go into the caveman times, and that's when he fixes it with gum.
Yeah, no, but the reason why they go to caveman times is because they're like, we're out of control, the thing's broken.
Yeah.
He's like, I think I see the problem.
Exactly, and then
Officially snapped, yeah.
yeah, and then
You're
saying,
right. Then he's like trying to bend it, and then it snaps.
yes, and that's what I'm saying. Then it goes to the bowling alley scene. Then it goes back to them already in caveman times, and he's giving out the pudding thing, which they said it was a big deal about them. But Abraham Lincoln wound up cutting his tongue on licking the thing.
Oh damn!
But they giving everybody the gum. There was a lot more to it because actually there's supposed to be a caveman character that was going to jump in with them.
I saw that too. Yeah.
Og or something like that. No, Og was.
No, it started with an S or something like that.
No, the surf. That was the surf that was in the medieval times.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was supposed to be like some guy like the surf, like Bob the Surf or whatever. And he's like, "What are you here for anyway?" like the running joke was supposed to be like, "You're not even famous enough. Like, why are you here?"
Yeah.
The big kahuna.
After they fix it, he makes everybody chew the gum, and they fix the antenna, and then they go to the Circuit K. So that's why it made sense.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Oh, okay.
Yes,
So.
okay. So
Yeah,
because I was answering our own questions.
Remember, I saw all that gum on top of the freaking antenna. Like when they went there, and then I was like, "No, that's too early." When we
I never even looked at that. Yeah.
But yeah, if you see it, yeah, because I was thinking that to myself. I was like, "Why in the hell wouldn't they be like, yo, Rufus, look at the antenna, it's broken. We got it out."
That's true.
That's very
can
true.
help us out.
But then again, it's Bill and Ted.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, they could
That
just
would be the logical thing to do.
Like they just fixed it, landed there, I completely forgot that their thing was broken.
What was it? What did you say about you have to dial one number higher? What was that
Oh,
about?
well, because that's why they wound up in the Circle K. Was they were like, yeah, we were trying to get home, but and he was like, no,
Yes. Oh, okay.
another day, so you gotta dial one day higher.
Yeah, because now the time is running out.
I didn't get either. I was doing, what did he say?
So they wind up back in the backyard, and Missy is doing her shit. And if, hey Missy, I mean Mom. I love that joke. Never gets old. And it's even funnier too in the second one. He marries the other Ted's father.
Exactly. Hey, Mom,
he's like, hey Mom, I mean Missy. That's why I can't wait to see the third one, because I mean these guys just have fun with this writing. But the writing is just fucking so much fun. And I can't even imagine what they're gonna do. I'm trying to avoid trailers now. I'm like, I just saw my little teaser trailer that I wanted, and I'm good.
Yeah,
I don't want nothing to ruin it. Chops will be coming over. Oh, Jay, I'm gonna order it next Saturday if you want to come over and fucking.
No, definitely. I'll definitely stop by.
We have a packed out, dude. All the poor people.
No, but Miguel's not coming.
No, I mean JT.
Oh, now.
JT's not coming either.
Oh, yeah?
All right, come on, man. Let's not talk about this now.
Oh, my bad.
Let's move on. We got a podcast here.
My bad. We hanging out.
She gives him chores and shit like that. Oh no,
they're punished. Yeah.
No, but before that though, the names. The names are fucking great.
Like, oh, this is my friend.
Like Socrates, Socrates Johnson. And he's like Bob the Kid or something like that. And then when but by the time he gets to the ending, he's just like, and that's Abraham Lincoln. He just ran out of shit. He's like, I give up. I ain't got nothing else. So they got to hurry up and do the chores so they can get to the freaking.
Yeah, because they want to ride, and she's like, I ain't giving you no rides until you finish up all your
that's
toys
what,
and stuff.
Then now it's when we get to the St. Davis Mall scene.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The writer really hated they hated the Joan of Arc scene. They felt like it wasn't part of the whole joke of the movie.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But out of all of it, there was just the.
They're a writer. Listen. Writers, they're their worst enemies.
Yeah.
So I know that because every time I write, I hate everything I write. Like, no, this should be this, should be that. We get Beeth-Oven doing the, like you said, the synthesizer.
Piano, yeah. Which I don't understand why the freaking owner was so pissed off. You saw that crowd? I'd be like, yeah, come to my store. This guy. Normally I'd have to.
Hell yeah, right?
Do that,
It's business, man.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, you want to play like that? It's all about the piano. Just get the piano.
Yeah, man. Yamaha.
And while this is going on, now the project starts. The class, the history class starts.
Yeah.
Which they said too. Now you know that the original history class project was supposed to be in a classroom. They actually filmed it in a. Yeah, they filmed it in a classroom. And Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves said, like, you knew something was wrong because, like, it would drain that energy. Like, everybody's like, this is how we're going to end the movie? Like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Well, that's like everybody was separate.
It was that's what happens with the historical figures, but the ending was supposed to be at the prom.
Yes.
Brings the princesses to them.
Yeah, but I mean, but I'm talking about as far as the history report. They actually filmed in the classroom. They got pictures of it.
Yeah, I saw the stills. Yeah.
And whatchamacallit, Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter were just sitting on the desk and watching each person come up and then say what they said, then move on. Next person, and they felt like everybody felt like, wait, this you're really gonna end it like this? Like this is the big finale? Because we're all together through the whole movie, and then all of a sudden now everybody's separate.
Yeah.
Hated that, and then the writers too. Everybody, they said within like 2 days they knew. All right, this is wrong. We got to redo this, and that's what they put in the giant auditorium. And then, like the writer said too, like, because who has a history report in a giant auditorium?
Yeah, exactly. On a freaking weekend.
But it works. Yeah. Yeah. So now they're looking for Napoleon. They got to find Napoleon. Well, where would we go?
Waterloo.
Yeah, Waterloo. Which is the water park.
Yeah, it's funny too because they're like, just sit here, and they give him a couple of Slurpees and slushies to drink and shit, expecting them to just stay there the whole time while they go find.
They just traveled fucking like 300 years into the future. Like you think they just want to sit there and like. It's true though. It's a good point.
You know,
So you get the Joan of Arc, the exercise machines.
Yeah.
Genghis Khan ripping apart
That's
the
awesome.
the sports shoe, yeah, the sporting
When
store.
he's doing, he said, I can't even try to mimic the way he said, but he's like, I was the only one who did. I did everything by myself. He goes, except for, and his mouth is just really weird, but it's not fun to talk about. He might not
Yeah, man.
but he said the only thing he mentioned the names too. The guy who did the flip on onto the skateboard,
Yeah, trampoline. Yeah,
and then the guy in the ice skating ring.
yeah.
So only 2 stunt doubles. Because everything else he did.
Okay, awesome.
What more was there?
Oh no,
Other
no,
than
all the
just-
like with the crazy bat stuff that he was
Yeah.
doing and everything. Oh yeah, I love this scene. Billy and Socrates hanging out.
Yeah, I was gonna say trying to pick up women.
Pick up the women, yeah, they're
He's
mad
like,
cool.
he's like, telling me.
He's like, yeah, we're from history.
Yeah, right?
And then Freud comes over there with the corn dog.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck? He's like, oh man, you're a geek. Oh, you're Socrates. Called him a
Now,
geek.
I don't know if this is related because I had this argument about he's holding a corn dog, so I was told that was him being a man phallus and all that kind of stuff.
It's just
And
they hated the joke too, the writers.
oh, okay, yeah, because
then it goes down as he's talking.
A misogynistic thing, and I was arguing that. Well, I don't know. It looks like it's going down like he got shot down and was like. You know?
Well, remember, Freud was big into sexual.
No, but that's what I figured.
Yeah,
it was like
so
like
they said they hated that joke too. They said they wish they didn't do. It was fun that they made him a geek, like the geek that turned the women away.
The blocker, the cock blocker.
Yeah, the cock blocker. But it was like, yeah, it was a bad idea with the corn dog.
Corn block.
That's funny.
I like that too. Abe Lincoln. I think he starts it all off where Abe Lincoln is taking a picture, and they're like, "Give me back the hat." He's like, "No, it's my hat." He acts so good in that though. The way he's like, "No, it's my hat." He's like, "Fuck you!" He just pushes him and runs.
Yeah.
So they all wind up getting arrested.
The ice skating ring, and they get arrested.
Yeah, everybody gets arrested and everything. We go into the precinct. Yeah, they're all getting,
Yeah, and Bill and Ted find Napoleon at the water park where he's been pushing all the little kids out of the way.
Yeah, that's so funny, man. He's like picking the kids up and throwing them out of the side and going down.
He's sitting there arguing with the girl, like, no, it's mine. All right, I got it. No.
Like, was that his underwear or like what the fuck? Did he get a big?
I noticed that. I didn't notice.
What? You say, Chops?
And then what were you naked under that thing?
He was because I noticed the first time when he got
back in the day.
You could see his ass clearly.
Yeah.
He had extra clothes for the front, but he was butt ass naked at the back.
Yeah, I guess that was the underwear back in the day, or whatever.
Yeah,
definitely was.
It's so funny how popular this line was, and the writer said it too. He's like, I can't believe you wrote this line and how fucking popular it got. But you go over to his name was Ox, because they actually had a bunch of other characters that's supposed to be the enemies of Bill and Ted, like the rich, spoiled kids or whatever. Buffy, like Buffy, Ox, the football player, the rich girl, the typical stuff of the '80s. I mean, it's like every movie had them. You did a high school movie, so Ox is the one that does the whole famous line, "San Dimas football rocks."
Yeah. And he's just like, it's computers, and everyone's like, okay, see you do this.
Yeah, he says that, and it's so funny because it spawned off so many. Like, there's a song named that, and it's like just people just love saying that, especially when, like you said, when people don't understand what you're saying, you just like break the ice with San Dimas football rules.
Well, they did that also in some Billy Madison and like nib high football rules.
Probably, yeah.
They've done it a couple of times in Adam Sandler movies, and it's always nib high.
Oh shit, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
So now they got to try to get everybody out and everything. He's like, if only we can go back in time and steal the keys. And Bill and Ted logic and Bill and Ted speak. It's just fucking awesome. Just like, yeah, well, if we can go back and we'll go back after we do the report, we'll go back into the time, put the keys over here, steal the keys, and we go back, whatever, and all that stuff like that.
It worked.
It
worked.
Find the keys.
I never got it the first time. I mean, how did they think about getting it back there and think about stuff that happened and it automatically happens?
Well, basically, if you have a time machine in the future, you can just go back into the past and put it there for yourselves, you know. So,
exactly.
You know.
Put there.
The thing I found funny about that whole scene is that first they do the recorder. Hey, Dad, I'm over here. You know, he's like, yeah, great idea. You know. But then they get to the typewriter and it's like, hey, Bill, you know, congratulations or whatever. Oh, P.S. Duck. And it's like, how the fuck? So they would have.
Where are they?
What?
That's what the thing is. Where are they then? You should be able to see them then. They should see themselves doing that.
To my point, I was like, so you have to break into the precinct and do that right before I got there. And that would also mean that you got caught, which is why you're warning yourself, oh, shit, I know this is going to happen.
Not only that, too, the garbage can. The garbage can falls. Like, who's holding the garbage can?
The paradox.
I'm so confused.
Whoa, man. What the fuck, man? Jeez Louise.
Yeah, it was going really good. They had sound logic until they hit the
but you know,
that point.
all for the comedy, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Break out everybody out of the prison.
And then we get to you go back to the auditorium and the lights go out. I love that.
It's funny too because they
hello,
got
Sandy. Oh, sorry.
And I was gonna say they got Missy driving. He's like, wait right here. We're gonna go.
Oh, yes.
Wait. You know, watch Napoleon. We're gonna go get these guys. And they all fit in the car.
Yeah. And she says that too. She talks about that in retrospective. She actually had everybody in the car, and she had to hit the garbage can and do like a whole stunt thing by herself because the director wanted to see her drive.
Everybody, yeah.
And see, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Hey, I would love that. You know, be like, here's this car, go crash into shit.
Well, the other thing is too. Oh, and there was also two stunt actors, the students. They jump out of the way, so she got to make sure she don't hit them too. She was a nervous wreck. Yeah. She was basically like she had to hit so many marks and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like hello, San Dimas. It's like the 1988 World Tour. I just love this whole montage. It's fucking.
Now there's a whole thing about like, who's controlling all the lights and everything like that.
Yeah.
And apparently it's supposed to be Bill and Ted because they're not in the scene at the time. No, they're not in the scene at the time.
Oh yes.
So, okay.
That makes sense.
You know, that's one of those fan things where everybody's got to. You know? So yeah, so then he goes into. They start doing their presentation. Sigmund Freud gets to analyze Ted. He wakes
and what he's going through. He's like, whoa, dude.
Yeah, he's got with the hair. You know, the hair all out there. You know, like, whoa.
They call it the Ted hair.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't done this in a while, all right? So don't you fucking give me shit. But I didn't understand this note here. Bill says, nah, just got a mirror. What the fuck? All right, so no.
I know that's in reference to I can't
It says
remember.
Freud. It's underneath Freud.
Well, that's what it is that when he goes to analyze him, he asks for something. And he's like, you know, he asks him a question, and he's like, no, I got a mirror, though. You know, it's supposed to be one of those.
Okay.
This and he's like, no, but I got a mirror, you know. I can't remember what he says, though. With Freud.
Me too.
They go to the whole everybody doing their own shit, and Joan of Arc doing her shit. Genghis Khan with that fucking cool ass weapon.
Yeah.
Napoleon. That's a funny scene because the backboard is actually his attack on Russia.
Yeah, the invasion.
And that was his biggest failure in life.
Yeah.
When
he lost almost all his army through to the winter alone.
Ted says I don't think
it's not gonna work. I think it's gonna work.
Yeah, he's like smacking it like, oh yeah, forget it then, huh? How about that?
The actor who played Napoleon, he's Australian actually. He he said the prop guy had set all those characters up there and everything, and when he did that in improv, he started whacking the thing. And he goes, and I look in the corner of my eye and I see the prop guy going like, motherfucker. Because he had to do that, because he had to do like 3 more takes.
Oh, damn.
And so he had to keep putting it back together.
It's like, yo, man, but
and now that he did it, and like everybody loved it, they were like, oh shit, now you have to do
it showed like you had a little tissy fit.
Tissy fit,
like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, forget it. Nobody gets to play with it then.
It's so funny though, because he says that he still gets recognized as Napoleon.
That's funny.
And like he said last year he went to a baseball game and the guy was like, "Hey, are you an actor?" He's like, "Yes." He's like, "Did you play Napoleon?" He's like, "Yes." He goes, "You were rocked, man. You were awesome in that."
Do I get a free beer?
You want to buy me a hot dog?
What did it get me? You know?
So we get to the Abe Lincoln now. He closes off the show with a great fucking speech. The whole 4 scores and 7 minutes ago, which if you look at the time, this is a little trivia.
Exactly.
87 minutes into the movie, that's when he does that speech. 4 scores is 80, and plus 7, 87 minutes.
That's pretty funny.
I don't know if they did that on purpose. I had to be on purpose,
sure
but that's really but that's really is like something like, who the fuck would even think about that?
Yeah, well, that's probably why they cut all that shit out of the movie, because they were like, no, by this point we gotta
be there for that speech.
Time.
Yeah.
And
watch.
he ends the speech with the greatest fucking lines: "Be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes." Love that fucking
shit. Yes, sir.
So we get back to the phone booths, right?
Yep. Well, what's it called? Then it ends, and then it goes back to the garage, doesn't it?
Yes.
You know, like they all and they all get into the phone booths and stuff like that, and then the phone booth disappears.
Yes.
And then it takes you back to the garage when they're doing the camera.
Yes. So that scene, they filmed that scene almost 6 months after the movie was over.
Really?
That was all reshoots, and the writers weren't even there, and that's why Keanu Reeves' hair was straighter. Yeah, it was more flat. If you notice, he goes, they do, and he also says, if you notice too, they feel kind of off, like they weren't in the same mode that they were before.
Yeah. They didn't
And it was like the acting wise and everything, they were just like they were a little stiffer or whatever. It was like because they had to do like 1 take of each thing. They had to do it quick. Everything was about being quick. Let's get it over with. So of course it's one of those things like you don't notice until you hear about it, and then you're like, oh shit, I noticed it. Right?
And those guitars were mad small.
Yeah, well, they chop off the head.
Yeah, is it a bass guitar?
No, it's an electric guitar, but what it is.
There we go.
They cut the top off right here. So see all the tuning pegs right here? What it is they wrap the strings around.
It goes to the back, right?
It becomes the back, and then see like how this has a Floyd Rose bridge on it. So there's these little tuning knobs, and this is how you tune it. So I tune the guitar down here, not up here.
Oh.
This lock right here locks all the strings, so I have to tune it down here. So it's basically the same thing. They just chop this off, lock the strings up here, and then you tune everything from the bottom.
That's crazy.
Look at that, man! We get musical instructions today too, man.
Music,
this is our best. Like this is our PBS episode.
Yeah, right. It's to make up for the M word you did last week. This is our community service.
Yeah, right. So Rufus comes back. Oh no! But when you were talking about Charles when they were doing the playing, he was like, maybe we should start learning to play because they were like, maybe at this time we should get Eddie Van Halen. I was like, maybe we should start learning how to play.
Well, yeah, they do that in the beginning. They're like, that's
the whole thing.
We need Eddie Van Halen. He's like, yeah, but we can't get him until we get a Triumphant video. And he's like, yeah, but we can't get a video until we play this. He's like, but that's why we need Eddie Van Halen.
Yes. Again. Fucking awesome Bill's head logic.
Yeah, exactly.
The logic is there.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, but it kind of does.
Yeah, right. Well, I think that's the whole paradox, and maybe that was a foreshadowing of the whole time thing because it's all just this loop of,
Which is so crazy. What the new movie is about is them still not having their song yet, and they're middle-aged men.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, if you think about it, like with Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, at the end, they go in time, they come back, and then like they're middle aged with kids, but now the kids are
Yeah.
older in this movie. So I'm
Yeah.
dying to see how I hope they fucking do that right, man.
Yeah, I want you
Yeah.
That's the one big
pull
thing I
that one
want to
off.
see.
And they played God loves
I
rock
gave
and
rock and
roll.
roll,
So I
man.
mean, God
Ah,
gave
it's
us
the
rock and
best.
roll, man. So it's like, how
The
did
song
you
that made
not
us
do
like
something great
Kiss.
after that?
After that song came out, we're like, oh, we should listen to this band Kiss.
Yeah, I heard about this band, They're like, hey, Lou, they've been out for a while, actually.
We know that we saw them, but we just never listened to their music. So the princess, the Rufus comes back, and that's when he explains the whole beginning story that he did. As I said, I think I love that they did it like that. In my director's cut, I would have fucking edited the beginning out. And they're like, oh, that's what this whole reason was for.
Yeah,
But
but you
then,
also got to remember
let's see.
though that in the beginning, what's it called? I mean, that originally that wasn't the ending. The ending was the prom.
Well, no, but he still explains everything. He explains
Yeah.
everything that he does in the
Yeah.
garage. He just does it
Yeah.
at the prom.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
why they cut that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like everything that happens
Uh-huh.
happens at the prom. It's like,
Well,
why don't you
because
just...
you know what it was? It wasn't climactic. Like that's why they made it a big, the auditorium, like you were saying. Because it
Oh, no,
became
but
a
after
big
that.
thing.
But no, the prom was supposed to be
Yeah.
after that part.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Because then after that, what is there that? Oh, we got prom dates and we got to dance. Oh, great.
No, and then Rufus shows up. That's the ending was Rufus shows up
No.
and
My
brings
point is that how climactic is it that Rufus shows up? He's
the
like, oh,
garage.
here's some girlfriends. Now you get to go dance.
No,
It's like,
no. It was more than that. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
It was he brings the princesses back for the prom, and then he shows them the album.
Uh-huh.
He says, "This is the album that's going to change the world."
Uh-huh.
And that's when everything comes together. They're like, "Oh shit, okay, exactly. Everything that happens in the garage happens at the prom." And the prom is a bigger setting, and plus, you kind of foreshadowed it when you invited them to the prom. I think that was better.
It became more personal because they were like, "Hey, this has become your bass player and your drummer here."
All right, that part.
And,
that part wasn't. Yes. Okay, so that might
so it
that might
shows
have
the
been the
band
reason.
is being formed.
Yes.
now,
Okay. All right. I'll take
everybody sucks, so you're all starting at the same level.
I'll take that.
And,
that sounds good. I like that. I like that explanation. Good job.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I gotta talk that logic.
That was just to me. And plus it was '80s, so every '80s, especially John Hughes type movies, you always had to end it in a prom. That's the thing. That's where you gotta go.
Thing of the '80s movie. Prom makes everything better at the prom. Which I never went to mine, but who's that?
I went to other ones.
And that's the
Rufus gives him the guitars and everything. And Rufus starts
plays
jamming
a little bit. Yeah, he plays a little bit.
There's a it was an actual guitarist, and I forgot it.
I remember. I forgot his name too.
But I know Steve. What?
Eddie Van Halen?
No.
Eddie Van Halen wouldn't show just his hands. You would have actually, but maybe not. I don't know. But I know in the second movie when Rufus plays the guitar, they use Stevie Vai. Yeah. They start playing everything, and the band they just suck, and it ends over with Rufus looking at the camera and just saying, "They do get better." And we end it, man.
Yeah, actually, one thing I forgot to mention was that they were saying that well, for one, they were trying to mimic the phone booth, the Taurus from Doctor Who, where I would going through all these things, and they also were trying to, liken it to the internet because the internet was just coming out and stuff like that. So you got to dial a number, and you went through all these cables to get to it.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, this is Doctor Who.
All right, so Chops, you want to give us your call off?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, hope you like the podcast tonight. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching the movie.
This was a good one. It was a fun one.
Hell yeah.
You always have fun, though. I've had not fun with anyone.
That's true.
No, it's definitely.
And if you had fun, hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the little bell icon in the noggin, and subscribe.
I told that guy, what the hell was up with that guy? He's like, I don't understand what your podcast is about. There's no about. I'm like, click on the name, and you see there is an about. I've had an about since there from the beginning.
I remember that guy. I commented
And then
on that
John's
guy.
response was great. It was so fucking. It was like Bill and Ted talk. Did you see that, Jay?
Totally.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it was like hit that Molly in the noggin and dive and kick that balls in the like button. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I got it because I know
yeah, I
Chop's
was
joke.
like, wow, he's talking in like crazy daddy-o talk now.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
Doing the super daddy-o
But-
talk.
Yeah, this,
Yeah,
you know, and like I said, man, I'm trying to be as nice as possible. I'm like, everything's there. One thing I do got to put on there is I got to put the link to the actual YouTube channel.
Yeah.
About. I only put the and now that I'm probably confusing people more because I'm putting actual pictures on our YouTube thing, so you don't just see us.
Mhm.
And I did that on purpose. You know, at the beginning I did that, so I was like, anybody who just wants,
I will say that with the Time Bandits one that I was like, oh, is that the trailer? You know, because the poster showed but that's pre-meetings. We'll talk about that.
And we have a new intro, which is awesome.
Oh, you
The
checked
new
out the
intro
intro?
is
The intro's
So
pretty cool, right?
hell. Yes, it is.
We're getting budgets.
yes. We're getting there, man. Listen, the biggest thing that we're gonna take from this, man, is that hopefully, if people are still following us and listening, we're getting better and better at this. So we're gonna fucking kill this.
Yeah.
And I totally do. We're starting to get a flow. Chops got his bottle all night. That was missing, bro.
Yeah, we're
Have
there.
your thing.
No. We didn't.
I would-
Chops. No, the chops. With your
Yeah,
name, with your name underneath it. It was always like that was
Just
your
the top of the
signature.
glass. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought
So I
you
knew
told me
there was a beer mug, but I didn't know it said Chops on it. That's pretty cool.
And I was
Pixie in the
telling
middle.
Miguel, I was like, Miguel's like, oh, when I get my own room, yo, daddy, yo. That's
Down here on the bottom.
That's great, man. All right, man. Let's call it a night, man.
Wrap
All
it up.
right.